Thanks for joining this video demonstration of Blueprint Automation Lifecycle. A recent HFS research study found that 70 to 75% of total RPA budgets were being spent on activities to maintain the bots. An Ever study found this to be 50 to 70%. There's several more, but they all point in the same direction. The majority of RPA spend today is taken up in just keeping them running. That's the focus of Blueprint Automation Lifecycle, to lower these costs. What is this product? It's a complement to Power Automate Desktop. It fills in feature gaps and goes even further with innovative features that streamline development and maintenance activities. How does it do this? Well, first, it removes the overhead associated with understanding what flows do and how they're built. Second, it streamlines flow updates using a range of features. Third, it provides detailed flow monitoring beyond what Power Platform provides. And fourth, it provides agentic RPA. Blueprint itself is an enterprise-grade solution. It's available hosted as a SaaS offering or on-premise. Being a complement to Power Platform, it's inexpensive for what it provides, and Blueprint's licensing model is for unlimited users, so there's no barrier for everyone to use it. At a high level, the RPA lifecycle includes ideating on what automations get built, developing and testing them, validation activities to ensure they're safe and compliant before going into production, and maintaining them throughout their operational life. The PAD application doesn't really support ideation and business casing, but does all the rest. And as mentioned, Blueprint complements PAD, so it starts with ideation and then fills in feature gaps throughout the rest of the lifecycle. Blueprint Automation Lifecycle has an extensive set of capabilities. In this short video, we're going to demonstrate these three: automatic generation of flow specification documents, auto-generation of structure diagrams, and bulk find and replace of PAD code. Here I am in Blueprint looking at a summary dashboard of many flows. I can see them all listed with certain metrics information, and for this demo I'm going to focus on this one called OMED Wolf. Here's the record for the OMED Wolf flow. There's lots of information behind all of these tabs. This flow is at the end of its development and about to be delivered. What Blueprint lets you do is deliver not just the new flow, but a specification to go along with it. I click Actions, Create Specification. This is all the information that Blueprint has for that flow: metrics, security information, testing, diagrams. And this is a preview of what the structure of the document is going to look like. You can select or deselect items. You can drag and drop to reorder items if you choose. And when ready, you can export it as a Word document or view it as a PDF, which you can then save off. Here is the generated specification with table of contents and all the information you would expect to see in a document, including, as I mentioned, the diagrams that Blueprint automatically generates. And in future, whenever the bot changes, just regenerate this specification to get a completely up-to-date document. In other words, zero overhead documentation. When you have many automations, like in large enterprise estates, even the developer who built a large automation can be challenged in remembering the details of it months or even years after. And when you have staff turnover, transient contractors, or when you're switching system integrators, then learning and coming up to speed with large complex automations is a huge overhead. Blueprint reduces this overhead substantially with many of its features, but one of them is the auto-generated structure diagram. You can zoom out to get an overall sense of scope, zoom back in to see details. It's dynamic, so you can collapse different branches and focus on just what's important. And for common utility type subflows like send, mail, and archive here, that happens many times, just click the minus sign to get it out of the way and reduce the noise. I see a red bar on this particular subflow. That means big and complex. Clicking it, I can see the detailed metrics for it, and I can get a GenAI description of it just by clicking this button and having Blueprint generate it for me. So the structure diagram is a great way to ramp up on how a flow is constructed, and the GenAI narratives help me understand what each part of the flow and the flow in its entirety does. When doing maintenance, the pad editor is great, but it doesn't support any form of bulk editing. Let's say you want to change the browser from Edge to Chrome everywhere, or you want to mass change variable names to meet a naming standard, or change hard-coded settings when moving environments. All this can be done using a bulk find and replace. You can choose to do the change on a specific subflow or on the entire flow. I will search for last error and can see that there are 49 different cases of this, and they're spread across different subflows. This is a preview of what it found and what it's going to do. So the yellow is going to change to the green, and in the green, I'll say I'd like it to be prior error. So I see that preview in all of the cases. I'm going to add these bulk changes to the queue. So I can make other changes, I can stack them all up and have a whole bunch of changes queued, and then when I'm ready, I just click Apply All Changes. Blueprint gives me the option to overwrite the existing flow with those changes or create a new flow that has those changes, leaving the old one alone. This is a way to make bulk changes very quickly across all of your code, saving lots of time and often manual error when trying to do those changes one at a time. So that's a quick demonstration of those three features. I invite you to watch our other videos to see more, or to reach out to us directly at info@blueprintsys.com. Thanks for watching.